Hello all, welcome to the Happy Nessa 1111 channel, where we are committed to happiness, connectedness, and being you, authentically and unapologetically. So today is Soulful Sunday. Check out my other videos if you're interested in any of them. I have a weekly upload schedule of Mental Health Motivation Monday. That's pretty self-explanatory. Let's Talk Tuesday is a follow-up to Monday's video. Weight Loss and Management Wednesday, which is all about losing weight, maintaining weight, being healthy, intermittent fasting, low carb, keto, things of that nature. And then Life Law Thankful Thursday is just showcasing my life, okay? So today we're going to actually talk about being an empath and what you can do to make it more of a gift and less of a curse. So if I think about what I talked about last Sunday, we were focusing on the definition. And a little disclaimer, if you hear the kids in the background, that is common, or if you hear the TV in the background, excuse that. And excuse the sound quality right now. I'm going with the camera that I bought last year, which was a low budget camera, but it's better than my phone. And so just thank you for embracing my humble beginnings. So excuse the kids if you hear them at any point. Okay, so last week, what were we talking about? We talked about what is an empath. An empath is someone who can feel, I gotta do my time, someone who can feel and sense the emotions and or physical sensations of other people. So pretty self-explanatory why that can be considered a gift and or a curse. And what we're going to talk about is the curse side of it, the negative side of it, the draining side of it, and how we can minimize that. So there's two things that are going on. One, empaths are not, well, empaths who feel drained and who feel negative about having that ability are often not distinguishing between their emotions versus someone else's emotion. So you got to be able to do that. So that's one. Secondly, what else is going on is if you're feeling drained, is you don't have a routine of putting up an energetic or emotional barrier. So let's break each one down. So going back to step one, when it comes to knowing if it's your emotions or someone else's, I'm going to give you a couple different options because everyone's different. I'm a person who identifies as a spiritual person of faith. I believe in God. I believe in some religious figures. And so it's very easy for me to distinguish between what's my emotion and someone else's emotion, because basically what I do is I just say a prayer. And it works pretty quickly most of the time for me. But also I'm someone who practices meditation and clears my mind. So if you are a person of faith and you plan to use prayer as a way to ask God to distinguish between your emotion and someone else's emotion, prayer itself is awesome, but you also need to clear your mind, so you might need to do a few minutes of meditation or just clear your thoughts or do some deep breathing or something like that before you ask God so that you can, get the response you want. So yeah, so that's basically what I do. If I'm feeling like sadness or agitated or anxious and it's not obvious, I mean, sometimes it's obvious, right? You get a phone call, you get bad information, something happens, you have a response or reaction, to that. But sometimes it's empaths out of nowhere. We're like, what? Like, why do I feel this way? You feel the anxiety, you feel sadness, and you don't understand why. So as a person of faith, if you identify that way, then what you can do is just simply say a prayer. You can say, God, I'm noticing this feeling, and I don't know why. For some women, it could be that time of the month. Like I said, it could be so many different things. Something happened. And so anyways, yes, sometimes God might be like, okay, well, it's about time for your cycle. Or if it's dealing with you, he might say, or you might get an awareness of like, what's the date? Oh, this is like a death anniversary of someone that I cared about. Or it's an anniversary of someone that I used to date or that I was married to in the past. So some type of emotional trigger. Or you might get the sensation, or your intuition might tell you that you're ignoring something in your life that's bothering you. So maybe something happened at work and you're trying to be positive, but really that's bothering you. So you might get some of that information to come through, and you know that it's your stuff, and you know what to address, right? So if you're not a person of faith, you can do the same thing, but you don't call it prayer. You're just really checking in with your intuition, because I used that word previously. You don't have to be a person of faith to be connected to all the energy out there, and to have that experience. Because if you are an empath who is not a person of faith, you can still see and experience how even without believing in God, you can still be super connected to so many different people, to so many different things. You can know information that you're that technically you don't know how you know. So a lot of empaths could also be a little highly intuitive or psychic, prophetic. And so yeah, so that's step one. Step one is distinguish, is this emotion that you're feeling yours or someone else's? And how do you do that? You can go in prayer, or you can, well, one, clear your mind, get a clear mind, and pray about it, and or just get a clear mind and ask your intuition. Rely on your intuition and try to examine, you know, is this my emotion or is this coming from someone else? So energetic boundaries is probably going to have to be a more in-depth video, but I'm going to give you a quick rundown of energetic boundaries. I want to shout out my friend, Miss Shelly Carney. So Shelly, I credit her for a lot of awesome things that she's taught me when it comes to psychology, mental health, empath, spiritual stuff. And I just love that, again, as a person of faith, when I prayed, I was like, God, I know what I believe now. And I know I have special gifts, but like, where are the other people who are like me? And it's amazing how he'll start to connect you. And that was one of the first people that he connected me with, which is Dr. Shelly Carney. And so shouts out to Shelly. And she taught me about energetic boundaries. I don't believe we were talking about empaths. I think we were talking about both of us being people who counsel and coach other people, and how we need to put an energetic and emotional boundary so that we're not carrying all that heaviness on us. But I also know that both of us are empaths, and so now I know that anyway. So anyways, one of the things that she taught me that you'll see a lot of people teach is about visualizing your boundary. So if this is new to you, it's going to sound weird, but it really works. So basically what you're realizing as you embrace being an empath in this world that's super connected is your visualizations, your thoughts, things that you say in your mind, things that you speak over your life, things that you see. We kind of do live in a magical world. So simply closing your eyes and getting really grounded and getting a clear mind and visualizing your energetic boundary for the day. Let's say doing this in the morning. Something like that is profound, because one, you're kind of getting clear about what you're going to accept and what you're not. So just having any type of routine, which I'll talk about multiple, in the beginning of the day is going to be powerful. So one thing, like I'm mentioning, is closing your eyes. Or you don't have to close your eyes, but being grounded and visualizing your energetic boundary. So that's one. And I'm going to do another video where we're going to go into the details of this, but not deep dive this time. So visualizing your energetic boundary. You can do some exercises. I met with a psychic who talked about closing your eyes, meditating, and expanding your energy to all parts of the room that you're in and bringing it in. So getting really comfortable with realizing your energy can be massive and spread out, or it can be close to you. When it's close to you, that's when you're protected. When you're spread out, that's when you're vulnerable. And that's when you're picking up on other people's information, which again, could be good or bad. Again, if you're a person of faith, you can say a prayer. You can say, God, today, I'm good with my stuff. You know, I don't want to take on anyone else's emotions. May your will be done. That's what I say. I say, may your will be done. So sometimes you do got to pick up on other people's things, but also you got to have your barrier, you know, and you can also be intuitive and pick up on information that God wants you to know without also draining yourself. So you can do a little bit of both. So yeah, I actually I say a prayer most often. I don't do too much visualization, although I do sometimes when I go into a big store like Walmart or whatever, and maybe if I'm feeling like, I don't think I'm feeling stuff that's not mine, then I'll go ahead and do my barrier. But I most often say a prayer. I'm inconsistent, although I'm a lot more frequent with it now. And then lastly, I actually have a little affirmation or saying that I'll have to talk about in another video, because it's a very deep statement for me. And I formed it after going to my hypnotherapist, and I still have not done a video on that. So yes, I've got to do my hypnotherapy video. It's been a couple of years, so I've got to reflect on that because it's awesome. And I want to encourage people to go to hypnotherapy if that's something of interest. So let me wrap it up. So my statement is connected, protected, and respected. And what that means is I know I'm a person who loves to be connected to people on a deep level, not on a superficial level. It's just, I enjoy it, and it's a natural ability of mine as an empath and as a very intuitive person. I easily connect with people on a soul level. And while that's awesome, I also need to be protected. So I need to protect my energy. I need to make sure that people are not draining my energy, that people are not abusing the positivity that I have, and respect it as well, because sometimes if you're someone like me who feels like you're always trying to uplift other people, even if you don't do it on purpose, like you just naturally care about people, then sometimes you don't feel respected, and you will have experiences where people are taking advantage, And so the respected part is about me realizing I'm going to make sure that my social engagements involve respect. You know, I'm not going to allow people to take advantage of my positivity or anything that I have to offer. So I'm going to leave it there because it is 10 minutes. All right. So thank you for watching. I will do a follow-up video about going into a deeper dive about setting up those energetic barriers when it comes to protecting yourself as an empath. And again, if you didn't check out the previous week's video, check out that one. I have a couple of videos. At the time of recording this video, I only have a couple. But across the course of my weekly schedule, I'll have lots more on empaths, on psychic and prophetic intuitive abilities, on mediumship, connecting with spirits. And again, this channel is about positivity, helping people heal and be happy. And so if you don't have the same belief system as me, I'm open to a conversation. But we definitely want to be a community that respects people's differences. So comment below, what are your thoughts on being an empath, or whether you know an empath? What are your thoughts on how to protect your energy? What are your thoughts on what you might start to do or what you have been doing on a day-to-day basis as a routine? I'm kind of open to any and all conversations. Like I said, connection is a big part of this channel. So I will be responding, and I'm sure a lot of you will connect and have different ways of supporting each other here, okay? So let me know also how I can support you. Comment below if there's a business or a YouTube channel or something that you're doing, so that as other people come across the channel, they can see that, and I can also, you know, shout out other people who are entrepreneurs as well, okay? So thank you so much, and until next time, bye.